Hello, and welcome to Shop Fix, a community joined together for the love of woodworking. My name is William Mandry, and in today's episode, we're going to take a look at my 12-inch variable speed wind drill press. Stick around. Alright, before we dive into this review, let me mention the specific model number to this drill press. It's the Win 12-inch variable speed drill press, model number 4214, and I found it on Amazon for $272.49. And right off the bat, I thought this drill press was really affordable, and so that's when I first kind of looked into it. Also, because of the variable speed that it had. So with the affordability and that aspect, I went ahead and bought it. And what I found is that this drill press is super easy to set up. Now, the first thing you can notice on here is the adjustable support rail. So you can actually move that out and lock it into place. And that'll support your material really great. And I always put on, another piece on top. And with the rail and another sacrificial piece to drill into, you could throw on some pretty big pieces on here. I've even put on a whole planer sled on top of this and it holds. So it's definitely sturdy, even though the table's not very big. The table is also tiltable. So that's handy. I usually just throw on a piece that already has an angle on it, so I don't have to adjust this. I like keeping my drill press right at 90 degrees. I find it rather difficult to adjust it and then bring it back to, the precise 90 degrees that I want this at. So I usually keep it like that. I actually like this. They have a laser and a light. So if the drill press light isn't perfectly, straight on, you can adjust the lasers however you want to. And that really is convenient. If you're trying to do quick drills and you have like 50 holes. I made some cars about a year ago and I had to drill out, like 400 holes. So with that laser, it's really quick. You can bust out a bunch of drills. The light is very convenient. I actually have a couple other lights that I use to really light this area up, but if you're in kind of an area in your shop where just you don't have that a lot of light, this actually comes in great handy. So that's something you might want to think about. Like I said in the beginning of this review, this drill press is super versatile, so that's the reason why I bought it. You can adjust the RPMs whenever you want. So right now I have it set at 580 for this wide drill, and turn it on and it'll display the RPMs up here. It's right now set at 580, and 580 is actually the lowest you can go, and that's kind of what I wanted to demonstrate here, is that the lowest level of RPMs you can go at is 580, which is not bad for this kind of a drill. And then the highest RPMs is actually 3,200. So it has a wide range of RPMs that you can go at. All right, now we're on the other side of this drill press, and I wanted to show you an up close view of this spindle depth stop that they've created. And it is super handy. So when you move the spindle up and down, it'll actually stop at these specific depths. And it comes with two, so you can lock it into place. So every time you drill, it's gonna go down the exact depth, and it is super accurate. I've used this on things that I have to get, within a 30-second. So definitely reliable on that one. And then this handle right here on the other side is how you change the RPMs. And like I said, it can go from 580 at the low end all the way up to 3,200 to give you a nice range for all your different drill bits. Also, Win has great customer service. So when I first bought this drill press, I wasn't sure about like the Win brand. I don't have any Win tools. In my shop, I have a lot of DeWalt tools, and I've come to trust in the DeWalt tool, and I know that when I get out of the box, it's gonna be ready to go. So I wasn't sure about the Win drill press. So when I first got it, I set it up and I noticed that the chuck didn't seem to be spinning perfectly straight. So, I just called up Win and talked to their customer service, and I found out that they have great customer service. So if you're in doubt of like the Win brand, it's reliable. They have great customer service, and their tools, after you get it set up, are very reliable and durable. So they actually sent me a whole new chuck assembly to install in the drill press, and now my drill press drills perfect precise holes. So that's awesome. And then they even sent me a whole new assembly for the chuck itself to make sure that it drills with even more precision. So the fact that they were able to do that and send me those replacements is huge in a company and their customer service. So if you're in doubt with the Win brand, I would say go for it, because through my experience, they're super reliable. And I actually, after buying this drill press, I kind of wish that I'd looked into some of the other Win brand tools for my shop. Now, we've talked about many pros to this machine, but I also want to talk about some tool-specific cons. Now, it has a 3-inch spindle travel, which is actually fairly good, especially for a benchtop model like this. But it's something to consider if you want to drill through even like a 4x4 material. You're going to need to get a drill press that has over a 4-inch spindle travel. And that's something that is pretty critical, because you can't drill really thick material and, really, really long holes in material with that 3-inch spindle travel. If you want to drill really long holes, I would just get a drill press with a longer spindle travel than 3 inches. But I found 3 inches to be fairly suitable for most applications. Now, also the RPMs, since they do only go down to 580, you can't drill a really, really, really wide hole. If you have maybe like some hole drill bits that are like 3 inches, or even some regular Forstner bits like that, they're like 3 inches. This drill press just doesn't get to those lower RPMs, like 300, 400, that may be needed for, like a 3-inch Forstner bit. Another thing, the fact that this is a benchtop model means that you're gonna have to have an area that you're gonna be able to put it on. That means if you don't have one, you're gonna have to build that out. If you don't wanna spend the extra money to build something and you don't already have a bench to set this on, it might be better to get a floor drill press so that you don't have to waste money and time building a stand for it. I already designed this cart specifically to house a benchtop drill press, so this was perfect. So benchtop model could be a pro in that case, but also could be a con if you don't have somewhere to put it. And I guess the last thing, this thing is powerful, but it's not like, it's not as powerful as some of the floor drill presses. So if you do try to drill a wide hole at 580 RPMs and maybe your drill bit isn't super sharp, I've had some times where the drill bit is actually stopped in the middle of the cut. This is pretty rare. For me, it's only happened like twice, and it's after repeatable cuts with the same drill bit at lower RPMs, and sometimes it just gets caught. It just doesn't have quite enough power to, push through the drill. So that's something to consider. If you're drilling really wide holes and consistently, you might want to look at a more powerful drill press. But for most of us, this hole and maybe a little wider is probably the widest we're gonna go. And for this drill press, I've never had a problem drilling holes with anything lower than that. So I think you're pretty good, but definitely consider a more powerful drill press if you want to drill large holes and also long holes. That's about it. If you have any questions, just comment below. I've really enjoyed this Win drill press, and I think you will too. Have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Shop Fix. I urge you to check out my channel page for more great videos. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, have fun with your shop fix.